My idiot friend's party gunfire bullshit made me snitch to rivals, save him, and bust a drug dealer. Alright, buckle up, because this is honestly one of the wildest, most chaotic stories involving my so-called idiot friend that still makes me both facepalm and laugh in disbelief years later. So, back in college, I had this friend named Josh. Josh was the kind of guy whose brain seemed to run entirely on dumb decisions and zero foresight. I say friend loosely because honestly, he was a walking disaster, but somehow I always got pulled into his messes. One semester, Josh got hooked on this sketchy job delivering for some underground drug dealer. Yeah, I should have known better than to let him near anything illegal, but you know college kids and their dumb hustles for cash. Dan, the dealer, was like a low-key criminal kingpin with a rep for being ruthless and paranoid as hell. Josh, of course, was oblivious to all this until it was way too late, so the day of the disaster starts pretty normal. Josh invites me over for a pregame before we all hit this party downtown. About an hour in, he drunkenly brags that he's carrying a bunch of some fireweed in case the party turns into a full-blown rager. He's literally showing me this janky backpack stuffed to the brim with bags of weed, cash, and somehow a loaded 9mm tucked into a hidden compartment. I'm already internally screaming, but mostly telling him to chill. Fast forward to the party, it's your typical college basement rave drunk people everywhere. Music way too loud, and a few sketchy guys lurking in the corners. Josh decides he wants to sell some weed because why not? Total red flag moment, but he's proud of his side hustle. Then it happens. Some dude spots Josh's backpack, tries to snatch it, and a scuffle breaks out. Everyone's yelling, a bottle cracks on the floor, and in the chaos, Josh accidentally fires that 9mm into the ceiling. The entire house freezes, people screaming, the music stops, lights flick on panic levels 9000. Turns out the dealer Dan had already sent 2 of his guys to shadow Josh that night, worried he'd get sloppy or try to run. They storm the party, guns drawn, yelling sheepishly, "Where's the bag? Who shot the gun?" In the middle of this chaos, Josh, somehow thinking he's a slick operator, tries to lie to Dan's goons and blames it all on some random guy. This poor partygoer who did nothing but ask for a beer. Of course this backfires and the guys drag the innocent dude outside, yelling threats. I'm losing my mind at this point. I yank Josh out of the party before it escalates even worse, but the damage was done. The cops show up a few minutes later. Someone called them on a gunshot, and Dan's crew is dead silent, eyes darting between each other and trying to act casual. Josh? He's sweating bullets like never before. Now here's the kicker. Josh somehow thinks this mess isn't enough and decides to post about having weed for sale on a public Facebook event before we even get home. I'm begging him to delete it, telling him Dan's guys will see it and rip his head off. He shrugs me off, laughing, like he's still on a high from the drama. Long story short, Dan finds out, comes after Josh with more serious threats, and Josh literally disappears for like 3 days. During that time, he manages to call my phone at 3 a.m. in tears, admitting he got kicked out from his own apartment by his drug dealer landlord, who also owns the building, for breaking all their business rules. Here's where I have to admit, I couldn't just leave him hanging. So I did what I'd never thought I'd have the balls to do. I hit up one of Dan's smaller competitors who was feuding with Dan. I made a little anonymous deal to swap Josh for some info on Dan's next shipment. It was dirty and risky. Dan's whole setup got busted by the cops a couple weeks later thanks to the intel, and Dan got sent to jail. Josh? He finally got clean, moved back home, and actually started therapy for the first time. And after seeing how his dumbass antics almost landed both of us dead or locked up, he started taking life seriously. So yeah, Josh is an idiot of the highest order, but sometimes even the biggest screw-ups accidentally take down a drug lord. And me? I'm just glad I got to be the sidekick to that insane story rather than the victim. Yeah, for basically orchestrating a criminal turf war behind Josh's back? Maybe. But hey, some idiots need saving whether they like it or not.